Perfect. Welcome everyone tonight at 9. I know it's a bit late, but this is a great time for us all to come together and to chat about how to write the best personal profile. We are part of the C2C initiative, and these profiles are very important for you in the C2C initiative, and they are used in different kind of ways, obviously subject to where we need them. But this is basically a profile that will showcase who you are and what you stand for in the C2C community. Now, soon Jeanette will be joining us, and she's the lady that's in charge of the C2C magazine, which will obviously be launching soon, which is a great way for you to meet and see other kind of people that are part of the C2C community. Now, what we're going to be discussing is, hi Ian, how are you?
All right, and you, good evening. I could hear you. Hello to me, so I'm going to join you for a few minutes.
Okay, perfect.
Mr. Maweri, and there was another lady I saw for a fleeting second, and she seems to be gone. Nice to meet you.
How are you? Finally.
We were struggling with technology for some reason. You were saying hello to me, I couldn't say hello to you, so I had to log myself out and revisit. Anyway, nice to see you guys.
So you are Ian, you are the visitor. You can tell us who you are and what you do and what makes you famous.
Well, I guess famous is a very questionable thing, but I came from a legal background, started a condom business, started importing condoms in the early 90s, built a very successful brand called Rough Rider in the early 90s, became market leaders in 1993, 1994 against the giants at the time, which was London rubber company Durex. I then launched the tooth whitening category in 1992, 1993 with a brand called Plus White. We became category captains in that area, and we not only showed consumers the point of difference between normal dentifrice's toothpaste versus the more advanced and enhanced tooth whitening products. I then developed the natural body care category for a number of the major retailers in South Africa in 1995, 96. An amazing initiative. In fact, we spearheaded the first store-within-store concept in Pick n Pay when they launched their new way forward with Kevin Korb and obviously Sean Summers at the time, called their Vuzulele approach to the sort of new market. We had the very first store-within-store concept in their world. I then got into the color cosmetics space by chance. We became a developer of a lot of private label concepts for a number of retailers. We recently partnered JB with a company who I'm sure you know, familiar with, called Amca Trading. Amca being the largest privately owned personal care company in Africa, with a number of key brands. Some of them you would know, Soft and Free. Got some amazing brands in Playgirl, Playboy. They also do Sati Skin, number one, let's call it surfactant soap brand in the market. So we feel very privileged to be aligned with some of our work efforts in their space as well. And that's just in a nutshell. I've always marketing. I've enjoyed building brands, but we rely on talk to people like Natasha, because they are much more evolved in the modern marketing sense. I'm a traditionalist. I know how to build pillars, not always 100% sure in terms of where the youth are in the social media. So Tashas of the world become very vital, and with the kind of energy that Tasha displays, we see that type of not only friendship, because they've had a long-term friendship with Natasha and Ricky, but certainly in terms of picking her very valuable brain.
No, thank you very much, Ian. That's why we are here. We have a network called the 1873 Network.
Right.
And the idea is to build bridges between people and also give them a platform to exchange ideas, also exchange insights, experiences, knowledge, and we are trying to just convert ourselves into a community. Like now, I know you. What you have said, it means it can provide a bridge for us to work together. And especially with this social distancing, we are stuck with being at home or at workplace. This new normal, we have to find new ways of spreading ourselves, reaching out to different markets, different audiences. And that requires all of us to be able to build these virtual communities where value can be exchanged.
100%.
So welcome.
Thank you very much.
Okay,
nice
go ahead.
Nice to be joining you.
Yeah, so we can then take the that's Janet Madaka, who is has been helping volunteering get this C2C, what we are calling connections to communities. So when it's 4 of us, now we are balanced. We have 2 who look white and 2 who look black. And that's what we've been saying. We need to break these barriers so that we are seen as one. We also sending message to everybody that each one of us counts. And if we put our minds on a problem, we'll solve it quicker than if each one of us works separately.
I agree with that. I agree.
Yeah.
And I think, as you said, because of the forced distancing issue, it makes a lot of sense to approach the new life or the new norm. I mean, just by way of an example, and I'm not going to sort of waste any more of the time, but one of the big challenges, and I guess particularly for these sort of over 35s, 40-year-olds, I've always been, and I guess from a very early age and from my earlier legal background, always very confident in obviously my presentations, meetings with retailers, and doing presentations at any level. So long as I knew what I was talking about or the products that I was endeavoring or attempting to sell, I felt confident. And I think one of the new, let's call it the COVID provided difficulties for us, is obviously doing these presentations in Zoom meetings, because you lose the tactileness. It's very difficult, especially if it's a one-on-one meeting and you're shuffling around, you're trying to get obviously a digital presentation to your prospective audience in terms of the buyers at hand or the owners of the business at hand. So those are some of the challenges where I think perhaps the youth would find obviously a lot more comfort in technology and being comfortable in technology and allowing technology to flow, whereas I'll get around it, but it's not something which I'm super confident and instead of keeping myself very involved and kind of evolving, let's call it the process, I find myself being very distracted in trying to make things work and manage some of the areas where it's not my first leaning or my first call. And I think that's something which as I said, the new generation can certainly bring a different kind of vantage point, perhaps create that sort of marriage between us and new technology.
No, in fact, thank you. And also one is the online training. Correct. And we also need your CV so that we can include you in this project to provide virtual learning for Africa. And on business, on branding, on project management, just to share some of the insights and experiences you have had, because there are many people who are looking for mentorship. So what you find is Black people want to be mentored by Black people. And sometimes we Blacks don't have the experience to be able to have the depth that we need to be able to provide people with the kind of inspiration or a sense to move. So if we work together on that, just building a faculty from South Africa to Nigeria to Ethiopia, and we are now in a better position to link people who are in different geographies and be able to have 1 hour with you, 1 hour with somebody else, and some of your colleagues who are still in the corporate, some are outside the corporate, and distribution agreements, how to channel to market, and how to position the person in this complex market.
Absolutely, and certainly steer young people in a direction where they shouldn't be going. In other words, not to make the same mistakes as entrepreneurs have traditionally made, and over trading and over this and over that. I think that becomes quite important.
That's what we don't have, because you find you don't have an uncle, you don't have a parent who was in business. So you are the first generation CEO. What do you do? You are lonely, but people expect you to be a complete person.
Fully understand. Absolutely. And if I take, I guess, my youthful prowess and the sort of let's call it the instinctive knowledge that I had in the 90s and the first 10 years and the knowledge that I have now, it's worlds apart. Absolutely worlds apart. And it's the fall downs that give you, I guess, the true pedigree at the end of the day. And if you can create the marriage between the true pedigree of life's experiences to get good marketing knowledge and still, I guess, youthful ideas, you create something perhaps more meaningful for different generations to come.
That's the general idea that we are trying to promote, and this is the page. Can you see the page on that side?
Unfortunately, my little boy had my eye when he fell asleep, but I can see invited to edit.
Yeah, you can just
Natasha, you can send this to me in the morning if you want, Natasha, and I can copy.
Okay, that's fine. We produce. I will take the link which we will put on YouTube. Is this going to be on YouTube tonight?
Yeah, it's going to be on YouTube. Yeah.
Then I can always just send you the link in the morning. Ian, is that good for you?
Perfect. Absolutely perfect. I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say, Natasha.
Yeah. Janet, do you need any more? I've shared mine, but you were also sharing the same, is it?
Yes, no, it's fine. What I need you to do is I want you to press this and press the other one so that there are two options.
Yeah, I got this one, and
there must be one on top of one.
This one.
Did I say one? I sent two links.
I got one link. Did you send on email or what?
No, and the private chat.
Huh?
There's one that doesn't have a person on it.
Okay, it's one link that I got. The Canva.
Okay, let me resend. Okay, I'm going to share it again.
Okay.
Copy link. Okay, what I like about this link is that you can customize it. Okay, so I'm sending it again. So I'm going to show you how I customize it. Does this send documents? It doesn't. Okay, it's fine. You can open the other link, sir.
Which one? The one you have sent it?
Yes.
So let's see. Okay. Okay. This one.
Or is it my network that is the problem?
No, I got it.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
That one is empty, right? So the thing is, what we can do with that one is that we can customize it, and it can look like this. I just want to show you what it can look like. Unfortunately, I can only send it, I think, via email, via WhatsApp. Okay.
Okay, just close this one. I'm going to try and share the screen from my side because I can share it here. Oh, there we go.
All right. Okay, I want you to open this one that I also sent. I just sent you a WhatsApp of the document that I customized because I'm having a hard time. Because I think it might be easier to work with. Let me also send it to Mr. Mawere.
On WhatsApp?
On WhatsApp.
Okay. Can we maybe close the current screen we've got now?
Okay, let me close the one I have here. Okay.
All right. Yes.
Okay, I've just shared a bigger version of it. Can you see it there?
Okay, let's see.
I can't see anything.
Just give me a second.
Both as you, I'm sure you noticed that the second share that I did, it has got nothing, but you can customize it. It's not that hard to do. And I thought since we're talking about editing pictures, this one might work better for us.
All right. So which, okay, I don't see it.
Just give me a second. So I just need to quickly.
Did you see the PDF that I sent?
Where did you send that?
You still hasn't loaded. The screen, is it possible? Share screen. How do I do it?
Share screen is down there where it's mute. Yeah.
All right. So share screen and then Chrome tab, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, can you see what's on my screen now?
It's loading. There we go.
Oh, okay. Yes. And we can do this from the second Canva page I sent you. I don't know, can this work or should we look for another page?
No, that's fine. You can go ahead.
Yes. So I'm saying, Natasha, from the second link I sent you, you can start working. We can work with that one.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can do a presentation with that.
Okay, let me just see. The second link is okay. Let's work on. Okay, the second one is where we're discussing a profile that says "Keep evolving, think, keep pushing yourself, stay on top of it." That's correct.
Let me. Yes, I think so.
Okay, because we can use this one as well because this is a very great profile, especially for a magazine. It's got a beautiful picture. You know, there are so many tips on creating a picture that is going to draw your audience to what you're actually writing and saying about yourself. So if we look at this picture as an example, this is a very great picture because the gentleman is presenting himself as to what he's doing for a living. So I believe he is someone who's a businessman. So obviously, in my sense, I'm a person that's in business as well. So that could be something that I find common with him. If you are, for example, in, let's say, in marketing, you know, going in a very corporate suit. If you're more for marketing in social media, you bit more creative, bit more on that side. A full-on suit, I don't think will suit match that profile. But you know, what you're trying to do or trying to achieve with your picture is to basically present yourself as what you are presenting in the article about you. So let's try and avoid as well any group pictures when obviously presenting yourself in a link, and obviously in a profile like this. And if it's possible and you do have a brand that you are trying to showcase, because remember, you are the face of your brand. And when people look at your brand, they see you. And when people see you, they see your brand. So if you can somehow showcase your brand by way of a logo on your shirt or any some way like that, that would be great as well, because obviously that will kind of give the audience a bit more wanting to go into what you are trying to achieve from the article that you're posting. And, you know, for the audience out there and everybody from the C2C who's listening and viewing or watching tonight, please do not add a selfie. That kind of doesn't give a great, appearance of who you are. And as well as it kind of push people away from what you're going to present to them. It's going to give them that kind of a feeling that you are just like not taking this serious. This is a serious thing. You know, building communities with the C2C, it is a serious thing, and people will be going through your profile. They will be seeing who you are, and if you present yourself the way that you need to present yourself and that you would like your audience to receive you, it is important to obviously put the best picture there. Because remember, when they go through this magazine, they will not be reading the article first. They are seeing the picture. And if the picture is appealing and the picture is attractive enough to them, they will carry on going through the page. So Jeanette, are you happy with, are you have anything to add to that about the profile picture?
So I'm actually thinking that I can help you further. Sorry, sir. Oh, I was thinking I can actually help you further.
Right now, if I was a reader, and I don't see C2C there. I see a person and a logo of a company that has nothing to do with the magazine that you are trying to promote. So the first thing is, what is it that I want to convey? Do I want to convey the brand, or I want to promote the community, building community power? So if it's a community power, then I have a C2C where I have a picture. Either I'm a member or I'm not a member. So if there's a membership number, then I put my identity as a member. Then I talk about the person who is a member. And then I connect the person to a community. So the answer is, what is a community? What is family? How is business ordinarily done? You find we do business in networks, in families. But when you are looking at this, I am promoting glue, or I'm selling advertising space. So this becomes like an advertorial.
It is an advertorial.
Yeah, but then what you are saying is I can do both advertorial but promotional for the cause that I find myself in.
Uchuma, I fully agree. I think we need to, because we are branding the C2C community, that is what this magazine's about. It's about, building relationships. It's about putting people together in a community, and it's about bringing people together. And I fully agree. We should maybe add, if we take Facebook for an example, Facebook's got a logo, and then it's got your details, and it's got obviously your information. I think instead of glue, we should have C2C's logo there, and then next to it, your name and your surname, and then as well as what you do for a living. If you're a legal advisor in corporate law, or let it be your social media and marketing specialist, whichever title it is, it needs to go there. And then your community number or your membership number, because obviously the membership number is needed for when people want to connect to people. It's easy, obviously, to find them as reference, reference or that membership number. And then later on, we can obviously add the logo of the company or the brand, or maybe add the brand logo underneath the gentleman, because it kind of says what he is. Because at the moment, I fully agree with you, it looks like we are promoting that company or that brand, and it's got nothing to do with what we are for.
Natasha, just for a minute, just give me a proceeds version of what you're trying to achieve. What is actually trying? Because I've sort of come in to see, I'm seeing things, but I have no idea what I'm actually looking at. Just like before I say goodnight, comment or give some input.
Okay, well, Ian, what we're trying to achieve is we've got the C2C community, which is everything online. We have there's groups that have been put together for people to connect one another, as well as we're doing a new thing, which is a virtual magazine, which will be showcasing people that are part of the community, or the members that are part of them, for people to can obviously see who the members are.
How did they become members of this community? What brought them together? Demographically, psychographically, combination of both? What was the...
No, this is like you, Ian, hopefully will get you to be a member. So this picture we have is a member's picture. So we can take the 4 of us on this show.
Right.
That will then be on your page. But you will be seen with others. So it means I can then also send it to my LinkedIn, to my Facebook, to my Twitter. And there will be an association. So we are trying to build a page that will then, like what you have described earlier on, that will be the text version of you, just giving your profile, but you being profiled in a community where we can cross-market each other.
Understand. Okay. Now.
So like I will take this picture, then that will be the first picture to show the community side, the family side, that you and Natasha know each other. But Natasha may have difficulty in telling you what is C2C. And it will take time for her to tell you, say, come. We say, what is it all about? But if people see you like on this show, and just agreeing to be on this show itself is part of reaching out.
I'm with you.
Because they'll see your picture with Natasha. And the people who know you jointly, they will see and say, but what is this all about? Because sometimes, imagine, Ian, you are looking for a job, you give me your CV. What do I do with it?
You send it to your network.
No, but if I send, they say, my friend, why don't you sort out the problem? Why do you send your garbage here?
No, because I mean, what you're doing is my understanding. If I say, listen, I've got a friend. Her name is Natasha de Koker. She's highly skilled. She's capable, and you put her in this community. What happens is there's an instant credibility push.
That's right.
Right. So what happens? In other words, there's credibility by association within the family, and I understand what you're saying. I hope.
That's right. And some of the people we deal with, let's say I'm a marketing manager of a brand, and I spend my time in a beer hall where there's no network. On Friday, I'm outside in the township. On Monday, I don't have any targets, or I'm a lawyer. And people just don't know what I do because I never talk about it. But if we talk about legal matters, it means even though you are not a lawyer, you sound knowledgeable. People will make a reference and say, go to Ian, go to Natasha.
Fully understood. Okay.
But if we are seen together, it means it's easier to market without me saying I know you. But if you have my picture with you, then that's marketing for you. How many people have taken pictures with celebrities, but they don't know them? But what happens with that picture, I can take it home and show other people. And I pretend I know the person, but the person doesn't even remember me.
I get it. I understand.
Yeah. So the idea is even this picture on its own. If we take the picture tonight, we are trying to build this this canvas. It means I have Derek, who is there, and the same picture can now go into this picture of us. It can now go into the magazine. And our names are there. So that way we have some point of entry. It will show who is there. And good evening, Derek.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone.
Hi, Derek.
So it means Derek is now part of the team, but we see we have 5 people, and there are 2 black males, there are 1 black female, 1 white female, 1 white male. So I'm 20% of the team.
I got it.
And we are the majority, but we are showing how to build inclusive communities, which is a theme that let's build communities, convert our connections into a community. So it means, Ian, you are now part of us through Natasha. But if there's something, I know you recommend Natasha as a branding person and say, please try Natasha here. Even the fact that you are on the same platform, it means it's tomorrow, Ian, you are no longer a stranger to what we are doing.
I understand a lot more than I did when I first joined, so I get it, and I think it's a very good idea.
Yeah. So that's the newsletter is to have a print version of the text version and the graphics version of the video, because some people don't have the time to remember names.
All right.
But if they see you in a magazine, it means we are exporting whatever we are doing into some other content. Just changing the mix of it. And the conversation we are having here could be part of the text to accompany the pictures.
Okay, I got it.
Is that understandable on your side?
100%.
Yeah.
Yes, I understand very much. Just that I just came in the house when the show was in. I was already underway, but I understand you.
That's right. And Natasha and Janet, they wanted to have their private show on Zoom. And what I was saying to Janet, put it out there. That's what you are trying to do. You may benefit from others.
Mm.
So on we will then have it was supposed to be Natasha's page. What should it contain? That was the question, Ian.
Well, I think it needs to contain a lot. I think the bright young lady with obviously positive ideas, but grounded ideas, not pseudo intellectual nonsense. In other words, it's a person who's taken herself on a journey of life, a continual sort of study program, which allows her to evolve all the time. That type of thing in this world needs to be applauded. You know, I've watched Natasha grow in the last 3 years tremendously. I really have, and you know, with no hesitation in saying that. Very often I say to Ricky, do me a favor, just ask Natasha this question, And I have loads of marketing experience and, feel very confident in a lot of my ideas, but it's quite nice to springboard for somebody that has maybe limited experience in business, but has learned a lot in a very short period of time. And certainly keeping herself abreast of where market trends are, where things are happening, is not late. So in other words, even walks into a retail store, knows where my product is, and will come back and say, Ian, there's a problem there. So she has an eye for the practical as well, as opposed to the theoretical, marketing principles, which is very important when looking for a complete marketing person or PR for that matter, or social media guru.
Yeah, like now, Ian, look, I've posted on Twitter.
I can see.
Yeah, and it shows all of us. So my page could have me and my links with the 4 people, just saying number 1 is so and so, number 2 is so and so, number 3, and the 5 of us are members.
How often do you envisage this kind of evening running? I mean, how many times a month? What is your plan, Mr. Mawiri?
Our plan is to make it a democratic space that we have the links. If you feel you are an accelerator, you want to get somewhere quickly, you do more often. You just go and use the page, and you go on social media and just showing who you are. Then we just have a register of members.
Okay.
So it's a member platform. So we have 24 hours, but you can split into 5 minutes. I can just be on air 5 minutes just to talk about what I do, what is on my mind. But I am broadcasting to a community that we are creating. So the idea is to have, like all these social media platforms, there is no editor. There's no one who tells you to go to tweet.
Okay.
So if you want your brand to go far, it means you have to be able to be the manager of your brand.
Mm.
No, that is definitely what it's about. I mean, nobody's going to speak better or more about your brand from a principle that is 100%.
But many people want somebody else to do that for them.
Mm.
They never show up. They never step forward. They never step up to the plate. They just want to remain in the shadows, thinking that Natasha is doing it for me.
Can you also contribute on where you want to be, maybe on topics which are trending at the moment, where you want to be? Maybe you want to have a space where you just want to focus on, or you think people must be enlightened on, for example, corporate governance.
Yeah, I can create a community. Is there illiteracy around what a company is among us? If there is, then how a company is governed? Is there illiteracy? That you appoint someone a director and they don't even understand what it means to be a director.
That's true, Mutumwa.
People don't know.
So many times where people are directors of companies and they think they are the shareholders, and shareholders think they're directors. It's two different parties in a company. It's two different stakeholders, and yet people think it's the same thing.
That's right. And some people think shareholders employ directors. They don't know directors work for the company. They are company officers. But some people say, if it's my company, then you work for me. And then corporate governance, the arguments that take place in companies. It's amazing. Some are kids in
Yes.
terms of corporate civilization. So you have a kindergarten, somebody who even is a lawyer and doesn't even know what a company is. And then you have disputes.
Yeah, it's a very
Okay,
yes,
go ahead.
it's a very interesting area. Yeah,
But
I'm
let's-
saying it's a very interesting area, and you can also be focusing on what will be happening in companies around us, which also include conflict of interest. So remember, if it's a page now, whatever around us can also be formed into a topic. Then we talk about that, and then people learn lifelong lessons, which are realistic.
But I'm saying we talk too much anyway. So
Hello?
you give us a microphone. We are going to talk over and over without doing anything. I'm just saying is for us, we are saying our object is building a community. And if that is the community,
Yes.
we have a shared understanding on what this platform is. What we are trying to do, what Ian was asking. Do we have a shared understanding? If the answer is no, then why don't we use a person like Ian to explain what we are doing so that he can be able to see sense in it? Any person who is new, I'm also learning. Because if I don't make him understand, so the first is, what is this all about? Second, you find people who are in families, in tribes. When you say community, C to C, they think you are introducing rocket science. But they don't look at a church as a community. They look at a church as a highway to go to heaven. So how do we convert a concept of a church into a community? What happens at the church? Now with social distancing, there are many pastors who can't collect cash. So right now they're struggling to say the guys want to come with cash, but imagine after a good sermon, you feel generous. But if it's virtual, it's a nightmare right now. How do you enforce payment? And what language do you use in the online version? So building a community requires you to show up like Derek, you are there, you are showing up, and your voice will be there. So what is a company? What is a leader? Just imagine what is a leader in a WhatsApp group. Just talk about the WhatsApp group. The admin becomes a leader. Imagine you are a leader of a WhatsApp group. And someone asks you, can I contribute? And what is the group for? Have you ever heard that question? Somebody comes into a group of human beings, then say, what is the group for? But the group doesn't have a voice. You are asking human beings, why are you here? But you are here as well with me. Let's get on with it. How many people wait to be validated by somebody else? How many people are afraid to contribute? How many people are afraid to come on air? Like you want to talk, Derek. If you said, I'm a Christian, I'm a follower of Jesus, does Jesus come to church?
No.
If you follow Prophet Muhammad, have you ever seen the face of Prophet Muhammad?
In the media.
No, he doesn't exist. At least Jesus will have a vision, but Prophet Muhammad doesn't exist, but there are more than 1 billion followers. But they build mosques. They build churches. And how do they do it? How do we build a platform that is co-owned by all of us? So those are the challenges. If you are a pastor, they believe you. If you are Derek talking about this, so you can say, I'm going to have a show at 8 o'clock in the name of C2C. then C2C becomes real. Ian, you know a company called the PwC?
Yep.
What is the company? What does it do?
Pretty much makes a mess of things from what I.
But do you know what PwC doesn't do any work? Did you know that?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But people do in the name of PwC. I don't go to PwC for the logo. But they are partners, human beings who trade in the name of PwC. Then you go to one guy who is a solo operator, he says he's a chartered accountant, and every day is looking at the sun and doesn't have anyone with accounting problems. Would you trust that person to be an accountant?
Definitely not.
And if he's sick, your books are sick as well. But how many people say, I want to be on my own without thinking about the clients? But if we have a community of accountants, a community of lawyers, that's what I've been saying to Ricky. Why don't you set up a Kyle and Associates? But you are not there, you are dead. But you collect a fee for rendering the legal expertise. But you need more people.
Yeah, can I make a suggestion? And as I said, I'm not going to be rude. I've got like 3 minutes battery.
Okay, no problem.
I'm going to have a wife that's going to be asking me for a divorce because I promised her an evening together. And I didn't know anything about this webinar until about an hour a bit ago. So I apologize, but we'll definitely join you again. I just want to say what becomes interesting for people, Mr. Mweri, is the certain topics, and I think what it's not a criticism, it's an observation. I think structure around topics becomes important, so that when people who have limited interest find a topic interesting in an evening where they can become part of the community for that moment and build the interest, is something which I think should be adhered to and structured. Because I may have said to, for argument's sake, Ricky, look, I'd like to invite 5 or 6 people to come and listen to Natasha, or to listen to yourself, or to listen to this. So I think for a lot of people, structure in these types of webinars are very important. I was very fortunate. A friend of mine during lockdown, who comes from a banking world, invited me to an international webinar where obviously startup businesses were pitching on certain international platforms. And what I noticed was that there was no deviation from topic allowed, or no anything. In other words, because the listeners found that they would stay interested in the hour or the 2 hours, so long as the topics that they had dialed into were obviously sort of playing out that way, as opposed to just generalisms. So I think that's quite important when obviously trying to build sort of IP or intellectual persons into the community, is to sort of keep them on track and let them.
In fact,
for the young experts, their CVs on a platform like this. So it's just an observation.
No, in fact, this was ambushed, but otherwise it was supposed to be just to show the C2C. But otherwise, what we are expecting is different members will have different topics. Then if they are members, then we now have administration to be able to schedule those interesting and get heavy hitters who attract traffic.
Because I think that becomes very important, Mr. Mweri. Natasha, what did Natasha wanted to say? Because I was quite interested in listening to, obviously, her skill base and expertise in the development of obviously what I was invited to. Is there anything else, Nat?
No, yeah, I'm not sure where we're going with this. If you, oh no, you're going to leave us soon. Obviously, we will probably carry on with this going on tonight, what we can do is we can always send you, like I say, I'll send you the link later on, and you can obviously have a look at it tomorrow. And I think we will probably have a follow-up later on this week. I'm not sure if Jeanette's and Mutuma's available for that on this, because obviously there will be some questions from the viewers and the listeners obviously tomorrow, or those ones who will be watching it tomorrow.
I'll take a shot at saying, listen, I'd love somebody like Natasha to write my bio and see, what it looks like. Here's a young, fresh perspective, and I think that becomes very exciting, as opposed to going to a traditional script writer who's going to start off by saying you've got a BCom, LLB, whatever. In other words, create the excitement and the vuma, which becomes very important for marketing people or people with skills, etc., if I'm understanding what this was meant to be all about.
In fact, maybe Natasha, Ian becomes your first project, and let's create a page for him.
Probably start drinking afterwards, but it's okay.
So we can make Ian our one pager. What do we put about Ian in a page?
I'm sure it'll be interesting. Listen, where are you actually based? I don't know anything about. I've heard your name from Ricky. He speaks very highly of you. He did say to me that this is a gentleman that articulates incredibly well, and I've really enjoyed listening to a lot of what you've said, and I hope to obviously be a part of many more, even if it's sort of casual conversations, and share some ideas with you in terms of building this community, which I think is a very good idea. I think networking across Africa is one of the biggest challenges, and sub-Saharan Africa. I look at our business and the struggles, in terms of formal business, getting into a discount across the road in Namibia or Botswana is not particularly difficult, but sort of heading up north and finding similarities and ideas of pulling brands across the continent is way more challenging, and it's these types of things become interesting. We're on the continent. South Africa should be a spearheader of development of lots of smart, clever things, and somehow always falls off the wagon. I'm never sure what it is. Is it a people limitation? Is it a greed factor that becomes the the limiting device? It's weird for me. I look at I often go to trade shows in the US, and I look at some of my friends who are whether they be Chinese American, Korean American, American American, and I look at how proficiently they're able to work the continent next door, which should be Central America, and I watch how that becomes a sort of almost a borderless exercise in their world. Yet for us, being a major shipping port for a lot of Africa, and being a country that has capacity to do things, it's just absolutely impossible to sort of cross into terrains that are more than 2,000-3,000 kilometers away from us. It's unbelievable. And I've even seen it, and I may be speaking out of turn, with a company like Amco, who traditionally have shipped into 45 territories, but I watch the slog as opposed to the ease after many years, and it's a wonder for me.
No, in fact, thank you very much for that. I'm based in Joburg and Bryanston, and thanks for coming. And what you are saying is so significant, and you cross a border, you don't know what lies in store for you. You go somewhere else, who do you work with, how best we attack the African market, and who is who, where. It's not easy to know the people, and you pay school fees more expensively because you don't know the terrain, and we all don't know it. So by us working together, it means we can reduce the cost of doing business. We can cross borders like we are doing right now, meeting different people. Even this evening, I got a message from someone who I've known 25 years ago. And because of LinkedIn and because of this C2C, that person responded to me. Then we spoke, and that's an accelerator, a connector. So what we are doing is built around the problem of marketing oneself. Even if you gave me a job because I'm black and say I know the whole of Africa, I'll discover that I don't know anything, because it's very expensive to know people, and you have to call one-on-one. It's very expensive. But if we do it this way, it means people will see me and you together. And then they'll say, but you know so and so, do you know Ian? And we're trying to do this in Kenya, in Uganda. Then I may find somebody in Uganda who is in my phone book, but I've forgotten who they are. So I may not be able to retrieve it, but because they have seen me, they say, I saw you talking about X. So I remember 2 days ago at the show, there's somebody from Peru who lives in Washington, D.C. And she managed to see me on the show and says, I've been looking for you all these years.
Amazing, eh? Shows
And just because of this, now we are in touch. So that's how the amazing part. In Malaysia, people I went to school with, we have not been in touch for maybe 30 years. But somehow they are on social media, and whenever I have a show, they plug in somewhere. They know, but I don't know that they know that I'm alive.
but they find you.
It's easier. I've made it easier for them to find me. But if I have somebody who's doing business in Malaysia, then I just refer them. So it becomes easier. So I've seen it, and you are one example. Derek is one example. And we're already talking about business with Derek to say, how do we build an alternative banking platform? And that's what we are talking about. But 3 weeks ago, I didn't know him.
No, listen, this is the amazing part of this type of forum. So I look forward to coming in again, and I look forward to hopefully meeting you in Johannesburg sometime. I used to travel up there every week pre-lockdown, and so I have no doubt that Ricky will do the formal introductions at some point. It would be great to meet, and hopefully I'll meet the rest of everybody as well. And I'm sorry that I didn't chat one-on-one with everybody, but next time, Janet, and we'll definitely catch up more and get to learn more about what each individual does, and really wish you lots of luck in this building process. And I look forward to being a part. And if I can, add anything, Natasha, at any time, even if it's an idea or a design or an anything, it'll be my pleasure. Just let me know.
Perfect.
So
thanks, Ian.
I think thanks, Ian. That's
Thank you,
we
Ian.
use Natasha as a bridge. That's why we call C2C.
100%, and she's a good bridge. And Natasha knows that my time is a little bit challenged at the moment because I have an 18-year-old daughter, a 5-year-old, a much younger wife as well, and I have a business that is complicated because we started very early in the morning with the Chinese. We finished very late the American times. I have obviously the relationship in Pretoria with AMCA is a very challenging, demanding relationship with very exciting projects. If we can see ourselves past COVID, in terms of what we've done to our industry, but hopefully things will normalize and we'll get back to sort of patterned hours where one can sort of balance things more meaningfully. And as I said, would love to be a part of future discussions and ideas.
No, thank you. And on behalf of the team, we need all the help, we need all the wisdom, we need all the understanding, all the contacts, all the networks, so that when we put them together, we're stronger because of the people we are associated with.
Well, thank you again, and please accept my apology for leaving you guys early. and we will definitely catch up again. And good luck with the rest of the evening. And I look forward to meeting you guys.
No,
Thanks,
thank
Ian.
you.
Thank you. Good night, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
So
All right.
I don't know. We can call, we can look at the page, and Natasha and Janet, you can do the page and then just record it, and then we share it. So you can find another time, because we've already taken too much of your time.
I think what Janet and I have discussed is we will go. I will go through the page that she sent the link through. I'll just ask her just to send me the links on WhatsApp as well, so that I have them. And then what I'll do is I'll put notes on there, and we'll do a little guideline for all the C2C members, and we'll distribute it tomorrow in the morning, let's say before lunchtime, and obviously they can do what they need to do with it. I know that there is a timeline and a cutoff tomorrow night. So we will try our best to give everything to everybody, so there's ample time for everybody to draft their.
Like what you have done in the show is, imagine Ian has a better understanding or what we are trying to do. So it's easier for yourself to get support from your networks. Because it's one thing to describe what we are doing, because all of us have never done it before. So nobody knows. But what we know is already it's paying dividends, because it has given Ricky another opportunity. Imagine we had to do even with a law firm. We could set up a law firm and have an Uber type of law firm.
Yes, a virtual law firm. No, there actually is happening. I saw on LinkedIn, I'm following, I've connected to a person up in, I think he's in Dubai at the moment, and he's one of the board members of a company, I think it's called 7 Pillars, and they're a virtual law firm, which is quite great. Actually, I need to send you the link. He's actually a very interesting gentleman, because he's very for justice and putting things online and making it more streamlined and more easier accessible for people. What else? I can send you his details from tomorrow. Maybe you can link with him up on LinkedIn. He's got this virtual law firm, which is great, and it allows people to still practice and not have actual physical office, which is it's the new century. We're moving on towards.
But imagine we get Ricky to take all these lawyers, we put them into a platform where we can call on them to run workshops on different subjects as part of that structured programs.
Well, I think it was great, and I've spoken to him before, and he said to me he's on board for that. We've even worked out a schedule where we have time available, because we also, we have a 2-year-old that takes a lot of our time. So when the one watches her, the other one works, so we kind of like split time. But he said he is on board for workshops like that. He really doesn't mind.
But you can do that just to have the list. List of lawyers, then we approach them. So we leave him to do the other things. So we can bring them on the show and to say, can you talk about what you do? And that's part of the magazine. Then every day we have the same faces. Today at least we have Ian. Tomorrow we have got somebody else. Tomorrow we got somebody. So we get a variety of people to talk about what they do.
Yes, I'm actually got 2 people lined up this week. I'm not sure. We had Joyce. She joined our WhatsApp group today.
Yeah, that's good.
So she's up in Nigeria. So I want to get her on the virtual coffee this week. So she said she'll let me know her time. And then I've got another gentleman that's based in Durban as well. I remember you said you wanted an Indian. So he's Indian. So he'll be joining us as well this week. I think Thursday.
Just to get different people to come and talk about what they're doing. Then we put them in the magazine.
Yes.
So we end up within a magazine that is a face of what we're doing. Because it means if you send it to Ian's friends, they will know you were together.
Yes, true.
So you don't have to introduce again to go to Ian. You can put you on your Facebook, you can put you on Twitter, and people can make their own links. So that's what we are trying to strive towards.
And it's great, because like you said, we might not have that person might not be available for a meeting, but you can send that profile to someone and they can. That's why it's so important to put the right information on that profile, because that profile needs to describe who you are. So when the person actually meets you in real life, they can see, oh, okay, I know who you are, but I've never met you. That's the kind of feeling we would like people to get from these profiles. And I think it is a very important thing. There's a lot of strict rules that needs to put in place to create this, so we can give that kind of feeling to the person who we're reading your profile. So it's very important. And I think today in our show, we did discuss people who have a LinkedIn profile, but who don't have a picture, who don't have any information, and how are we supposed to know you're a real person? So yes. And I said, Janet, I will work with you on this.
Yeah, on Janet's side, what do you think?
So you say you're breaking a bit much, but I was just following up on the tidbits that I could hear. I agree with Natasha and you say that we need to talk more about the magazine. And so far, that what I've done is I've tried to put conversations that are in the group. I've centered my articles around those. That's what I've done for now. So the more we talk about it, I also think the more the word will spread faster, and the more it will also make sense to more people. I truly agree with that.
Sorry, JW, could we do the virtual coffee tomorrow morning regarding the magazine? Would that suit
That's what
you?
I was thinking, that we do that, and we get just the continuation of this profiling of this business networks. How do we leverage? And how do we reconfigure among our friends? Some people don't use us because they don't know we're available.
Not true.
And
So
then so tomorrow there's a presentation. There are people who have a platform for banking. They have a presentation at 9 o'clock. So anyone who is available at 9 o'clock, it's called for us. There's a guy who made tons of money with a platform and a fintech app, and then he now started an alternative banking platform. So
those are so interesting. I've learned how to do cryptocurrency this week, and to me, they were so scary. But I've heard about these alternative banking, and you get online credit cards now. You get so many things online now. I think that's something I really would like to. Even if I can't be part of it, I would like to watch that.
If you are available, I'll send you the link. It's for 9 o'clock tomorrow, so that we hear what they are offering, and then see how best we can work with them to open in Zimbabwe. They are looking for somebody in Zimbabwe.
Okay.
To do the banking side.
All right.
So that's those are the opportunities but tomorrow we can continue on that, building the stepping stones, and also just developing a list for ourselves.
Yes.
So that list will be the friends, and sometimes it's difficult. If you say we're going to do this, lawyers are busy, so you can't keep working with them. So we can say, okay, Ricky, give me 5 people. So I just call them about this building communities. As long as they are aware of it, then you are already validating yourself.
True.
And it will pay off. By the end of the week, we'll have so many. I was here, guys, and I couldn't hear a thing. Could be my Dodge network could be back, Joseph Sego says. But let's, Wellington, do you want to say final words?
Yes, I don't have much to say, but I'm just saying this is a good initiative. I like the magazine. I saw Jared working on it, and I thought it was quite good. Yeah, and of course, I would like to join the meeting at 9 o'clock to see what's going on with cryptocurrencies and other opportunities.
Banking.
I think we're getting somewhere. Hi, Natasha.
Hello, how are you?
Good.
You
Hi,
guys
Janet.
want to see what I'm working on right now?
So now I understand Wellington and Natasha and Janet are family now. So if anyone is doubt about C2C, then what mode do you want?
True.
Yes, something
This
is
one-
happening. Yes, it's going to take time, but it will happen. I think we'll experience a J curve at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that's
it's trial and error, and nothing starts off beautiful. Everything we do starts off as basic, and then we just build from there and we go from there. Because to reach your main goal, you can't jump, because Rome was never built in a day. They built it brick by brick by brick, and this is exactly what this magazine's about. It's about building it brick by brick. And you know what? We just need to encourage each other, and we are two ladies, and I believe we are two smart ladies, and we are two creative ladies, so that makes us a very strong force. And so I know it's gonna take time, but we'll get there. We're going to get there, because we both believe in the same thing, and we both believe in pushing the C2C community forward. And or else we won't be sitting here tonight. So like I said,
you have done a lot, and right now, how many we've reached on the Twitter. How many people we've reached.
no, I would love to know.
Okay, there are two. I sent 2 posts.
Yes.
The first one, we have reached 1,252 impressions.
Okay.
7 engagements. This is in an hour. The other one is 1,273 and 67 engagements.
Yes.
Wow.
See, people are watching us this time of the night. They're not sleeping. People are working this time of night.
Yeah. So if I can reach 1,000, if I can have these impressions, these interactions on my own, how many people can I reach? Very few.
Mm.
So that's part of the magazine. That's just to show the stats that within an hour is what we reached.
True.
No, that is very true. That is very true. I think there's power when people work together.
So, Janet, just focusing on this group, featuring Natasha, featuring yourself, featuring Wellington, that's the page. Because Natasha will have to, Ricky will be on the page, so-and-so will be on the page. And it's just to make it a funny network, just a picture of the 3 of us or 4 of us. That's it. And then you just talk a bit, number 1, number 2, number 3. That's all. You don't have to struggle to put something more words, because people want pictures.
Yeah.
They don't want too much verbal. It's like a tweet.
Yes, true.
Yeah. And that's what remains. Today we're privileged to have Ian, so and so, and this is Ricky and Natasha's friend. That's it. Then we go to the next one. Then we send him the page. So it's what on the press. So tomorrow, instead of talking to him, he's got the page. He can look. He's busy. So we don't want to go and start again waiting. So by tomorrow morning, he's there, and he will respond and say, "Thanks, guys." That thanks is already news.
True.
And his words on the show, if you just edited it, I'll just take the words and say, "This is an interesting what he proposed." Then we put it in, because already I have the words. I don't have to go and interview him again.
Yes.
True, yeah.
So it's not something that we can, if we have. Somebody listen in. I just convert that and cut a small shot.
Mm-hmm.
And I can do a YouTube link. And just put it on the if it's online, I can click the link, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and I can do the video. So it's no longer the online as we knew it.
True.
So it adds up. It adds up to the flavor and structure.
That's true, sir.
So let's cover the guys we are with. Tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, you cover the owner of the platform. Maybe you have, I think there are about 7 of them on their side.
Okay.
Yeah. So on our side, we will be taking the names one by one to say, I want to feature this.
Okay.
So that's a plan.
Okay, and then tomorrow morning we will continue with this on the virtual coffee show.
Depending on what time we finish, we may finish it at the then we just continue on this profiling and the people we know.
Perfect.
And so I'll send you the email. So Wellington, let's see.
Yes.
Williams, yeah. Then Janet.
Yes, sir.
Natasha. Yeah. So I'll send the email so that you see the people who are attending.
All right.
Okay,
So
so we can then create that profile with what we've got, and yeah, okay.
And then we can prepare just for trial with Ian what we put about tonight. What do we put in the C2C?
Okay.
So that the other people may see you guys are serious. At least you are bringing some serious people.
I think Natasha will be writing on that one, right?
Sorry?
I'm saying I think you'll be writing on that one, right?
Yes.
Yes, all right.
Well,
And
I have done a thing. We have done a profile for Ian a little bit well back. So what we can do is I can always use from that and then create one for the C2C as well.
That's right. And you can also go to my Twitter handle and see the picture there. You pick it up, just talk about the starts in 2 hours, 3 hours. This is what I've done. What he has done, and he was at on our show, and obviously the community project appealed to him.
Okay, you can just send me those stats on WhatsApp, then I will do a.
Are you not on my? Are you following me on Twitter now?
Yeah, I think I am.
Oh, but you can't see my stats. Is that correct?
No. That's why I always ask you for them.
Okay. So let me do that. This is just 1 hour away. Yeah. So that's it. Yeah. I put it in C2C excellence.
Okay, I should get it.
All right.
It should come to. My internet's so bad lately. It's really. I think we've got very bad weather in Durban. We've got winds that are like really bad. Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know whether you guys got it.
Not yet, but I will wait for it.
I haven't received it yet.
Okay, it's yeah, the two of them are there on the C2C. Oh no, it's excellent. Sorry.
Yeah, my internet is quite bad as well, so I guess it will take a bit of time.
No, I don't think you guys are on that group here. Okay.
On the Media Excellence.
No, that says skills.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay, I found it. I got it. Thanks.
Thanks, yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Perfect.
All right.
Okay, so then we'll see you guys all tomorrow.
Good night.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Good
Good night, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.